name is Philip John Nymark, and I'm the founder of the IFA Foundation International. And for those of you who have never been by before, you'll say, gee, the guy's still alive, what's going on? But I'm going to be here doing what it is that I love, and doing it well, and offering it to all of you to take advantage of as long as I can. There are two things here that I want to touch base on. One thing is the kind of miracle of my recovery. I had such bad allergies all winter, by the way. Not that would concern you, but just if I sounded congested or if I was constantly coughing and blowing my nose, it's only a little of that, but not very much. And I'll tell you, everything failed to work. So along came our neighbor, and or about to be our neighbor. I guess he is, but our neighbor right now. But and he's building a great big house, and he bought the empty spot next to us, and he has spent a number of days and just cutting down all the overgrowth of 100 years, I guess, it had never been touched. He told me today that he cut down 95 trees. I mean, my wife and I, we have compassion for all of the animals. I mean, because we see the deer every day, and we see the wild turkeys, and we have all these kinds of things, and the more that we remove their habitat, the worse they're going to be. But I think they'll be all right here, and because we border up to a state preserve, and we'll keep our backyard open for them, and we'll see what happens. But it's been, really miraculous, the difference in my feeling and behavior, etc. So, and there are the dogs doing their performance. At any rate, the second thing is my wife is getting ready to do a healing seminar. Stay tuned for it. There's no reason to feel badly. There's no reason to feel. I know what that's like, by the way, at certain times in my life. You can be better. You can be functional. You can, have a fully, organized existence, and you can have it now. So if you're physicians, or if you're psychiatrists, or just if yourself, if it's emotional, if it's physical, if it's anything like that, she is enlisting herself and half a dozen of the best healers that exist, as far as we're concerned. And they're going to be working on you in the workshop that comes up. So keep your eyes and ears peeled for that. I'll keep you abreast of it, more later. Today it's Osa in Torah, and Osa is the hardest single, thing I think that we have, because it's about sudden positive change. When you're off path, it's telling you to change what you're doing. And boy, I tell you, it is so difficult for people to do that. It is just, it's like pulling teeth. So don't buy into the fear factor. Understand that IFA will only bring you something that'll be better. And the better can change your life. So that's the first do on the temporal side. And on the emotional spiritual side, it's Torah, which instead of meaning about rest and all the rest of it, in this case, it's about sharing. It's about expressing yourself to your loved ones, your friends, the people that care about you most, just sharing in general. Don't keep it locked up in here. This is a bad thing. Don't lock it up and surprise yourself and others, because the surprise will be on you. And the surprise this week, of course, is that it comes EB, off path, right here. So we want to make it go right here, and we will. But that's the story. It has to do with sign Osa Ogbe. Osa is reiterating that, hey, keep an eye on the sudden change is necessary, please. Figure out a way to make functional change work for you, and it'll make a tremendous difference. And on the emotional and spiritual side, it's all about endless possibilities for you to take advantage of it. And that speaks very well for it. So it's a very strong Odu, say that what the problem is, and it's telling us what it is. And it has to do, by the way, with Oya, and the reflection is Ogumeji, by the way, for family. So, and I say that because the offering this week, it dovetails in it, because it's an unusual offering. The bow, it should be pepe, not eggplants, not oil, not all those kinds of things, but pepe. And pepe so often has to do with children or with family. So if you're thinking about having children, or if you want children, or if you have problems with children, or any of those kinds of things, think about sudden change. It will rectify the issue. All right. So, and by the way, it was it was two Ogrimejis, talking about the Pepe, and talking about the being off path, and which part, and who was involved. So treat it with respect and treat it with joy. Because I was going to say I yelled at somebody, as you know, I correct or work with people for months and years sometimes who keep them going and improve their divination skills. And I yelled at him. I said, when things are off path, when it isn't working well for you, then don't be sad, because there is no sadness. Ifa is always about the possibilities. It's saying to you, hey, you're in a bad spot, but let's get out of it. Why should we stay there? And the getting out of it requires taking a glass of cool, pure water, a tea candle, one tea candle, and then offering the pepe in a small dish to either Oya, if you have Oya, or to what suffices for Oya, and pray to Oya to bring to you the ability, the understanding of taking with you the lack of fear in going forward with change, because change is going to be better for you and better for your family. Until next week, love and blessings.